Today's topic is invest in yourself. As we get started on our earning unit, ways to earn money, we're going to start thinking about how you can develop some skills and knowledge to be qualified to do different positions throughout your life. So, the first is a definition of a job. It's an activity through which an individual can earn money. So, pretty much anything you do where you are earning money is known as a job. And most people have several jobs during their lifetime. When you get your first job at 16 at McDonald's or mowing yards, um, most likely that's not what you're going to be doing forever. How do you become qualified for jobs? There's two things that contribute something called human capital, which we will define in a second, and also transferable skills. Starting with human capital, these are skills, knowledge, and experiences that you have as an individual based on things that you've learned throughout your life and different experiences that you've had that contribute to your personal human capital. You can use some examples here on the note taking guide, things like maybe you're particularly good at a certain subject at school. Maybe you have had a job before that has given you some experience, or you've helped somebody do things. You've learned how, you maybe even taught yourself how to um, tinker with engines or anything like that. Those are going to be some examples of your human capital. You can get those through volunteer work, education, traveling, and just teaching yourself different things and through school as well. Transferable skills are things that are versatile. These are skills that can help you in your personal life, but can also help you in your professional life. So, some examples here: creativity, cooperation, organization, listening. Those are things that will help you in both arenas of your life. Some different categories of transferable skills. This is at the bottom of page one. Interpersonal skills. These are known as people skills or soft skills. Any kind of skills that you have um, that helps you to interact with other human beings in a positive way. So, an example would be presentation skills. So, being able to get up in front of people or just even one on one with someone and explain something. That's an interpersonal skill. Analytic skills are skills where you might be analyzing problems, finding solutions. So, any kind of problem solving things, taking apart an idea, breaking it down into steps, any kind of things like that. Research is a good example there. Technical skills, anything hands-on. So computer proficiency, pretty much anything at all you can think of where you are using your hands to physically do something. Those are technical skills. And then organization skills, anytime that you can categorize, sort, plan, arrange, keeping records, anything like that. And an example would be time management. So on the bottom, though, those examples, those are transferable. They can help you in your personal life. They can help you in your professional life. Moving on to page two, career. Oh, I thought I took this out. Thought I deleted that slide. Now it is deleted. Okay, so career. A career is the lifetime journey of building and applying skills, knowledge, and experiences in paid employment position. So a career refers to your sum total of work experience throughout your whole life. Even if you start working at McDonald's and then you move into accounting, and have lots of jobs in accounting, you can still count the McDonald's job as part of your overall career, talking about your whole life's work. Investing in your human capital and transferable skills are what develops your career. So, why develop a career? Why not just wing it, see what happens? It's going to enhance your well being, is the main focus here. It's going to make you like your life better if you have a career that gives you these three things: feelings of success, meaningful work, and it's enjoyable to you. Also, it gives you the potential to earn more money. That's another thing that you could put in one of those blanks. If you just wing it and just get whatever job comes around and whatever job comes after that, then you may not be living up to your potential overall. You may not be taking advantage of opportunities to earn more money so that you can have a higher lifestyle or a higher standard of living. And the difference here is that the lifestyle is how you choose to live, and the standard of living is how much you can afford to, or how high of a standard you can afford to live on. So yes, you could have a high standard of living and a high lifestyle, but you could also have a high standard of living, mean you can afford a lot of things, but choose to live at a lower lifestyle. You could also have a low standard of living and choose to live at a high lifestyle. That's a bad one though. So how do you invest in yourself? Through continuing education. And there's two ways to get that. One is through informal training. That's just learning that occurs in daily life. You're going to get that no matter what you do. So this could come from things like networking, meaning interacting with different people, making connections. Meeting somebody who 5 years down the road maybe will help you to get a job. Networking is all about kind of building your Rolodex, so to speak, if you guys know what a Rolodex is, of contacts, people who you can contact for different things, people you can ask questions to just help you throughout your life. Also through reading, or really anything that you would do that is informal. So even watching YouTube videos or participating in a little online uh, learning session of whatever type, those could be informal training. Formal training is usually a teacher-student scenario. So anytime you're getting a specific set of skills that you're learning from experts, such as post-secondary education, which just means college, or through something like workshops, which are shorter and not as time consuming. Another thing that you can get formal training would be through participating in organizations like clubs here at school or in sports. You are gaining skills through those places. You're in a formal setting, you usually have a teacher or coach, and you are the student or the player in that scenario. So, what are the benefits of training? In general, you have greater job security, increased employability, and increased earnings throughout your career. You also, and those can mostly come from formal training, but somewhat through informal training. And then definitely through informal training, you are making connections with people, adding or enhancing your skills, and increasing your knowledge. Ready for page 3. So, looking at the different types of post secondary education, high school is known as secondary school. You have primary school, which is elementary, and then high school is secondary. So, post secondary means after high school. And this can be any kind of training that you get after high school, not just college. So, looking at some different types of education. The first one is formal training with no degree. So you are going to some sort of formal training in order to be qualified to do a job, but you're not getting any actual degree, college degree, an associate's or a bachelor's or anything like that. This can allow you to become a specialist in one area, and you may receive a certificate for that. Next is some college but no degree. So this is where you go to college and then you quit at some point. There are some jobs up until recently, subs for the school had to have 60 credit hours of college. They didn't have to have a degree, they just had to have gone for 60 credit hours, which is about 2 years. And so there are jobs out there like that where just having some college is going to qualify you to do that job. An associate's degree is a 2-year degree typically, and it is an actual degree, a diploma you will get for getting for completing a certain plan of courses. And then there's a bachelor's degree, which is a 4-year degree, although it does vary based on the specific degree that you want. And again, they're going to line out, here's all the classes that you need to take to get this degree. You take those classes, it takes you about 4 years, and you get a bachelor's degree. There are also some higher level degrees. Master's degree is typically a 2-year program after your bachelor's degree. So you go to school for 4 years and then you are going to go to school for around 2 more years to get a master's degree. And there are a lot of jobs out there that require you to have a master's degree. In order to teach college here at SBU in Salem, you have to have a master's degree. Counselors, I think, have to have a master's degree. There are a few of them. Doctorate would be even longer, and this is not just for doctors, but you can have a doctorate of a lot of different things. A lot of college professors have a doctorate in their subject area, so it can be a lot of different things, and therefore the completion time varies. It's an average of about 4 or 5 years, and again, that's after having at least your bachelor's degree and maybe also a master's degree. So you got to really want this one. Professional degree is kind of in its own category. It's a special type of advanced degree and it's required by some occupations, but the time is going to vary completely. Sometimes you have to have a bachelor's degree and then you get the professional, or you do bachelor's, master's professional. Sometimes it's after a doctorate, but it's kind of just, it just really varies. Now, in general, the higher education you have, the higher level your education, the higher your income earning ability, the more money you're probably going to make. And the lower your unemployment rate, the less chance you are going to be left with no job. In general, that is not just always the case, but here's another visual of that. So here is the different degrees. So here's less than a high school diploma down here, high school diploma, some college, all the way up to a doctoral degree. This is the unemployment rate, meaning people with less than a high school diploma are more likely to be unemployed, and people way up here with a professional or a doctoral degree are less likely to be unemployed. And then over here, we're looking at earnings. So people with a professional or a doctoral degree are more likely to make a lot of money, and people way down here with less than a high school diploma are probably going to be making very much less money. All right, the next couple of definitions, occupation and industry. Now, occupation is not the same thing as a job. Occupation is like what type of job do you have? So you can have a job as a respiratory therapist assistant, something like that. Okay, that's your specific job at a specific place. But your occupation could be that you are a nurse. I don't even know if those are the same things, but I'm just saying that, like, I'm a teacher, that's my occupation, but my job is, you know, business teacher at Salem High School. And so it's just a little bit more broad. I can be a teacher, someone else can be a teacher, someone else can be a teacher, but I'm the only one who has my job. And then looking at industry, industry is like education. There are a lot of different occupations within education. There's teachers, of course, but there's aides, there's secretaries, there's principals, there's superintendents, and all of these other people who are in the industry of education. Another industry would be medicine, and there's a lot of them. Next would be, oh, sorry, I have an example for you. So Jenny's occupation is an accountant. She's in the industry of manufacturing. Her current job is an accountant for an electronics company. She could also have a job in an industry, leisure and hospitality, which is like hotels, and her job could be hotel accountant. So she's still an accountant either way, but she's in different industries, different jobs within those categories. Here's another one. Your occupation could be elementary school teacher. You're in the industry of education and health services. Current job teaching second grade. If you received a master's degree in education, you would be qualified to be a principal. And you could still be in the same industry, but have a different job and a different occupation. Jobs, occupations, and industries are all things that go into helping us determine what continuing education to pursue. So you think about jobs you might want, occupations you might want, industries you might want to work in, and that will hopefully help you to think about what you want to do after school in post secondary education, if anything. Career clusters, the last definition. This is a grouping of occupations and industries based on knowledge and skills required. This can be industry, like I could say education and whatever it said, healthcare, health services, something like that, could be a career cluster. But we will delve into career clusters a little bit later, and you'll find out which one or ones that you might be meant for. Just write down the definition. You're fine. So the next section, the next little box at the very bottom of page 3 says, how are you currently investing in your human capital? So right there, you're going to write just a little bit of examples, maybe 3 that are telling me what kind of skills you might have already learned or might you be learning right now, knowledge that you have learned or might be learning now, and experiences that you might be gaining that in any of those that are going to help you in choosing a career in the future or being qualified for a career in the future.